Welcome to Johns Hopkins Medicine online webinar series. Today, we will be speaking about career opportunities in diagnostic radiology. Before we get started, we'd like to provide some user tips so that you are comfortable using this platform. The first 30 minutes of our program will include an informative presentation. The last 30 minutes will be dedicated to our live Q&A session. To submit a question, please type into the Q&A box and click send. Your questions will be seen by others watching this presentation, so please note, if you do not want your name attached to your question, please check send anonymously. We will do our best to answer all the questions we've received during the Q&A session. Alternatively, you can email us questions and feedback to lraman1@jhmi.edu. Please note this program is being recorded. At the end of the webinar, we will greatly appreciate receiving your feedback and ask that you complete our survey. A pop-up window will appear at the end of our program for you to complete. And now, I would like to welcome our panelists to begin our presentation.
I'm Paula Frank, the Diagnostic Clinical and Operations Manager here at Johns Hopkins Hospital, and I'm happy that you're able to join us today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa Perkins. I'm the Chief Imaging Technologist at the Johns Hopkins Hospital.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Morgan Miller, the Assistant Site Supervisor at Johns Hopkins Medical Imaging at White Marsh.
Good afternoon. My name is Adia Johnson-Bryant. I am the Imaging Operations Manager here at Johns Hopkins Bayview.
Hello, I'm Lisa Ramming. I'm the Senior Talent Acquisition Specialist for the Radiology Department.
So we are hiring, and we will love to have you join our team. We are hiring X-ray technologists, and we are also offering on-the-job advanced training programs. At Johns Hopkins Hospital Radiology Department, we value excellence in everything that we do. We have a diverse background of employees, and because of the diversity, it also provides us different perspectives. Here is an environment where you are able to grow professionally in your field and be able to give back to the community. And obviously, as we work together, we are also celebrating each other's success. Who we are. So we are constantly ranked as the top hospital in Maryland and as one of the top 20 hospitals in the nation. We were the first X-ray was taken here at Johns Hopkins Hospital in 1896. And you know, X-rays were discovered in 1895. So we are always at the cutting edge of technology. So today we are multiple hospitals and freestanding outpatient centers equipped with the best cutting edge technology that you can think of. And it's absolutely a wonderful place to work and to be and to grow. So what do we offer? We have a robust orientation process. Obviously, excellence is what we are striving for all the time. You have the opportunity to advance in your career. We do a lot of community service because that's what we always work on, giving back to our community. We also mentor. We have a lot of mentorship programs. Diversity and inclusion, as I mentioned before, in terms of having a diverse staff and valuing inclusion. And obviously, if you're working, yes, work is work, but we have to make sure that we're having fun with it as well. And as someone said, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. So it's a full comprehensive environment for you to learn, to work in, and to grow and advance your career. So we'll start with orientation. So we have a very structured orientation process where we work with you until you become comfortable. We have a special group of mentors, we will call them, but they actually are on-site tech educators. And they're dedicated staff with a role to support you during your process as you go through your orientation and training. And they're helping you to constantly improve your skill set. They're also working on protocol and collaborating with our radiologists. We do have preceptors as well that are also committed to your training and there to mentor you as well as you go through your day-to-day assignments.
We offer excellence in various ways. Technologists within Johns Hopkins have multiple opportunities to make an impact and share their voice. We have a quality improvement committee that can help streamline processes or improve workflows within a department. Safety is a top priority here at Johns Hopkins in all aspects. So we offer also something called a CUSC committee, which allows people outside of radiology as well as in to maybe work on a process or a workflow to improve within departments of radiology. We offer advancement as well. We like to promote within here at Johns Hopkins. So as a technologist, you have ways to be promoted to a senior tech. And then if you desire, you can work to become a leadership position down the road that is hired within. We also offer advanced modality training in departments like CT, MRI, and interventional radiology. We also have a future leader program that has been around for many years that approximately 25 staff members are selected all throughout radiology to take some classes over a year. And at the end of the class, they present in front of all of leadership the things they've learned throughout the last year. And then community service is a big deal to us. We like to help our community around us. So we do service events, whether that may be cleaning up areas within the city, helping make meals for people with medical conditions. And then we also do donation drives where we collect food and maybe medical or school supplies for people in need.
Future mentorship. As was brought up earlier, once you're on site, you will have someone that will assist with your training once you are finished with your education. And even throughout school, you will have a tech educator that will assist you on site. Training and mentorship is a strong part of our culture here at Johns Hopkins. The opportunity to be a role model to imaging students. And as a teaching hospital, we value diverse backgrounds and perspectives. Diversity and inclusion. Johns Hopkins Diaspora Employee Group and Allies, JHM Office of Diversity, Inclusion and Health Equity, multiple initiatives that engage in community outreach across Johns Hopkins Hospital. And the best part is to have fun. This is my favorite part here as a manager at Bayview, is making sure to continue to boost the employee morale. This means from time to time, every so often, we will have parties within the department. We may do snacks, different things to engage the staff to let them know that they are appreciated. The more appreciation that's given to an employee, the better care that they provide for their patients, that they care for it as well. Fun is always part of the thing once you're at work. Whether it's a party or not, you should always have fun when you're at work.
And if you're not familiar with the Baltimore area, Baltimore is a great historic town with a large mix of attractions, and it's close to many metro areas. We have lots of nationally awarded restaurants. We are home to the Ravens and the Orioles. We're only an hour from DC and just 2 hours from Philadelphia. And when you're an employee at Hopkins, you get to take advantage of all of the discounts for so many of the attractions and the housing that are in this area. One of the best things about living here is that you are about 2 hours in one direction to the mountains and 2 hours in the opposite direction to the beach. Here you see a couple of the images of our beautiful Inner Harbor and again, just some of the areas such as M&T Bank Stadium where the Ravens play and some of that beautiful nature that we were talking about earlier. Within Baltimore City are small neighborhoods. So no matter what your style or your vibe is, we have something for you. If you're more interested in the nightlife or the bar scene, or if you're more interested in maybe a residential area, there is a neighborhood that will fit any of your needs. It's a beautiful city.
The best way for you to decide on whether Johns Hopkins is right for you is to listen to the testimonials from some of our employees. The first QR code will take you to our site that will allow you to hear directly from some of our staff members. The second QR code will allow you to take a virtual tour of some of our X-ray spaces within the Johns Hopkins system to see some of the state-of-the-art equipment and our beautiful technology rooms. Johns Hopkins has several locations across the Maryland area. We have Johns Hopkins Bayview and Johns Hopkins Hospital, which are our hospital-based sites. We have 5 outpatient centers. That includes White Marsh, Green Spring, Columbia, Wild Lake Center, and Bethesda.
At the hospital, we have over 1,000 patient beds, so a very large institution, and over 2,000 plus full-time attending physicians. And the technologists work very closely with our physicians. Within the X-ray department, we do inpatient and outpatient exams, and there are a wide variety of exams that you can do. There's general X-ray, there's fluoroscopy, we have a large orthopedic area, so you have a lot of orthopedic imaging that you can get involved in. We work and provide service in the operating room, and you get to work with the C-arms, the O-arms, and all of the new technology that we have within the operating room. We do myelograms and lumbar punctures. We work closely with the endoscopy team and group as well, and we provide imaging service in the pain center. We also have a busy adult and pediatric emergency room where we have 6 trauma bays that are always constantly busy. And we have a dedicated pediatric department where we have our specialty pediatric physicians and technologists that are working to provide care. And obviously, if you join our team, we have a variety of shifts available for you as well. Within the diagnostic X-ray department, we do recognize that everyone learns at a different pace, and hence the reason why we have our educators and our preceptors that you're able to give feedback so that we know where you are and we're able to build on that training that you're having at that point in time. So it's a comprehensive onboarding and training process, and we ensure that you're comfortable in the department and the different areas that you're working in before you actually move on. And we do gather your feedback as well so that we can determine how comfortable you are. We always allow staff to participate in the workflow in terms of giving feedback. Your opinion counts. So we hold weekly meetings to keep staff informed of any new processes or anything that's happening, and also for staff to give us feedback in terms of how we can improve or what's going well and what's not. So definitely a comprehensive training program and a collaboration within the department so that we're all working together to provide care for patients.
So like Paula said, we are a large department with a large footprint across this hospital. We have over 15 general X-ray rooms, but we also have some specialty rooms for our diagnostic department. And here you can see, this is a picture of our EOS equipment, which is fairly state-of-the-art. Not only do we have a large amount of fixed rooms, but we have brand new portables, O-arms, C-arms, and you would get the opportunity to work with all of this equipment. One thing that does set us apart is that we have an isolated pediatric department, and we specialize in pediatric X-ray. We have what is called the Johns Hopkins Children's Center. We have a pediatric ICU and the EDs. And in your role, you get to be a part of that multidisciplinary care team, and access to, again, the different imaging equipment and the resources that are available. This is a great opportunity to work alongside with the radiologists who teach and collaborate with our smallest patients. And even though it's a children's hospital, we have the opportunity to have fun and put smiles on those little faces.
So, being the manager here at Johns Hopkins Bayview, we have 463 patient beds. We have over 870 plus attending physicians here on site. Here at Johns Hopkins Bayview, it includes all modalities, which include fluoroscopy suite. We also help cover multiple OR exams, such as endoscopy, urology, the pain clinic. Then we have integrated with advanced modality programs. Those advanced modality programs are CT, MRI, and interventional radiology. Currently, we do link also with the main hospital campus, but we do also have opportunities here on site to do cross-training. Our immediate openings for cross-training are in interventional radiology right now.
At Johns Hopkins Medical Imaging, we have 4 standalone sites to include Green Spring, Bethesda, White Marsh, and the Wild Lake Pavilion in Columbia. At these 5 sites, we offer X-ray with a range of other modalities depending on the location, anywhere from MRI, CT, there's PET at some locations as well. And within the X-ray department, these sites offer just main outpatient walk-ins as well as our ortho departments. We offer same-day scheduling and walk-ins to the local community. And while working at our sites, you have the opportunity to work with X-ray students as well as any access to the CT and MRI training program interns that are here.
Part of why I love working at Johns Hopkins is because we do give you the opportunity to really grow your career the way you want. If you start out in general X-ray, you have the opportunity to move and grow into other modalities. We hold MRI and CT training programs at least twice a year. If you're accepted into the program, it is a full-time position with benefits. You're paid. And then it is a 6-month program. Once you complete the program, you do move into a permanent MRI or CT position. This rotation and program, there are no weekends, overnight, or holidays required during that training process. We do offer other training programs within interventional radiology throughout our facilities. Our benefits and next steps. So first of all, when is the best time for you to apply to our position? Now. We are looking for our new grads to sign up, to come in to see our facilities, to apply to our positions. We can offer positions at the point of your senior year with the contingency of completing your program and getting your boards. Some of the benefits that we offer a $15,000 sign-on bonus at the current time, paid within your first 30 days of hire. We have flexible schedules. These schedules include 8s, 10s, and 12s, days, evenings, nights, and weekends. Tuition reimbursement for you. If you decided you wanted to go back to further your education, whether it be in healthcare administration or other areas, we do have a benefit for that. Additionally, we offer a tuition reimbursement. With that would cover your dependent child's undergraduate tuition. We offer health, vision, and dental insurance, as well as FSA benefits. We have paid holidays and offer PTO time. Right now, depending on your distance from our location, we do offer some out-of-state relocation assistance. We have a 403B retirement plan, which you're automatically enrolled in, and then Hopkins makes a contribution to that as well. Again, we're encouraging you to join our team now. Start the application process, begin the interviews. We make offers now. We contingent with the passing of the boards, and we will be flexible with your start date based on your board date. Our website is listed below for you to be able to apply. Additionally, we are having a virtual interview fair coming up on March the 18th. Please look for some additional information coming out on that and how to sign up for those interview days. You can always email me. My email is lraman1@jhmi.edu. I would be glad to give you additional information or help you apply to positions and tell you what we have available.
And now we would like to begin our Q&A session of the webinar. How would you describe the collaboration between techs, radiologists, nurses, and support staff?
I can speak on that. So radiology is an ever-growing field, and I have been in the field for over 23 years this year. And it is consistently a department that is full of growth and always learning to gain the respect of everyone that we work with. We work very closely, especially in our facilities, Hopkins having multiple specialties, being a level 1 trauma facility, Bayview being a level 2 trauma facility. We work very, very closely with our radiologists, especially when it comes to certain protocols, especially the main campus when they deal with the pediatrics. There's specific protocols that we utilize in order to make sure that we're getting the best and efficient, most diagnostic quality imaging for our patients. When it comes to nurses, we also have nurses that work within our department, the radiology nurses. They work collaboratively with us together specifically. This is for certain specialties, such as interventional radiology being a main one at main campus. There's different parts of interventional radiology, such as neuro, then you have cardiac cath, then you have vascular, and you have body. So there are multiple areas that we work collaboratively with nurses. But not only do we work collaboratively with them within our department, we also work collaboratively with them throughout the hospital, especially with our ER and our specialty ICUs throughout our facility. Support staff, just like as you all are pretty sure aware, we had a wonderful, crazy run of COVID for almost 5 years. So we learned to work very closely with all support staff, especially with respiratory. So this is something that you will grow in as people get to know you as a person and as a technologist, a radiologic technologist within the department. You will get to know all your supporting team, especially surgeons that you work closely with in the OR. Hopefully that answers some of your questions, or some other panelists can add something to what I've just stated.
So I would like to add to what Adia just mentioned. Quality and safety is extremely important to us. And in order for us to achieve a high level of quality and safety, we have to collaborate. And we have to collaborate across all disciplines. And that will include the radiologists, the nurses, the support staff, anyone who is providing care for our patients at that particular point in time. So we are actually working very closely with all of our physicians or radiologists or nurses or support staff or transporters, just to ensure that we are providing quality care for our patients at all times, and making sure that that care is the safest care we can provide as well.
Okay. Can I choose the location I want to work at, or will I get assigned?
So all of our positions are located on our website. You can choose which location for you to do the application. However, when I do an initial screening with you, I do go over those areas that we have open just to make sure that we are finding the perfect fit for you, whether it be hospital-based, outpatient-based, just really what you're looking for. Additionally, we do have staff that come on and will spend a year or two in one facility or another and decide it's time to try one of the other areas. If you're hospital-based, maybe you want to try an outpatient or vice versa. We do have opportunities for our internal candidates to move and try those different areas after being here for a period of time.
Do I need permission from my manager to apply to the MRI and CT training program?
If you're working with us as a technologist and you want to apply to the program, you're free to apply. It's courtesy that you let your manager or supervisor know that you're applying, which is fine because sometimes you will need your manager or supervisor to provide a recommendation for you. But working as a technologist, once the application or the period for application goes out, then you can apply. You don't have to have your manager or supervisor's permission to apply. You apply and you go through the process. And then we work with you to transition into the training once you're successful in getting into the program.
I can speak too on that. For the imaging sites, just like Paula said, we encourage you to let us know that you're applying. For us, the nice thing is sometimes when you're applying here, the hope is to get you back as that technologist when you're done with school. So whether that be in CT or MRI, it's nice that we may lose you as an X-ray tech, knowing that maybe in a few months you could come back to us as a CT or MRI technologist.
Can I choose my preferred shift schedule?
So normally what I do is go over what we have available, and then during your interview with the hiring manager, they will work with you in trying to get the schedule that you want. It may not always be something that we have available. However, sometimes you can go into a position for a period of time, and then that perfect shift that you're looking for may open up. So we do try to give you what you want if possible, depending on the needs of the unit.
Does Johns Hopkins take walk-in X-rays?
So at the main campus at the hospital, we do. We strongly encourage, if it's the imaging sites, you definitely would have to make appointments, but definitely at the hospital, we do take walk-in patients.
We do take walk-ins at any time at the imaging sites as well.
Do I have to apply for cross-training in interventional radiology?
Here at Bayview, once you finish the radiology program, you can apply just to go ahead and start as a job in interventional radiology. You will be cross-trained on the job. We state at least 9 months to a year as far as the training time. Here at Bayview, which is a little different than the main campus, interventional radiology here, typically we do everything. We do neuro, we do vascular, body imaging, along with basic lines, drain placements and stuff of that nature. It's a little different at the other campuses, which they may be able to speak on, but I am actively interviewing newer graduates and techs that are currently already in basic X-ray, CT, and MR for the interventional radiology department to come on board to train.
At the hospital, the downtown campus, if there is an opening in interventional radiology and you apply for the opening in interventional radiology and you're successful at it, then you go over to that department and you start working with them, and it's on-the-job training, as Adia indicated. So to answer your question, do you have to apply? Yes, you have to apply in order to get the position. And then the cross-training will take place there once you're successful in getting the position.
I do want to add, with interventional radiology, it's very important that you guys understand that interventional radiology is an extension basically to the OR. It's special procedures. Also comes with that, there is call that must be taken once you are fully trained. For the neuro call, it has to be a report of 30 minutes that you must be on site from the time that you are paged to arriving at the hospital. Our body is 45 minutes to report on site once you are paged for a procedure. Just wanted to disclose that as well for your information.
Do I have to apply to each location separately, or can I send in one application for multiple locations?
You can send in one application. I have the ability to move the application around to the appropriate position that you're looking for. So if you applied to a position, say, at the main campus, and you actually decide that maybe an outpatient center might be better for you, I can move your application over to that position. So you do not have to, but feel free if you see a physician and you want to apply to multiple. If you create an account, it does make it easy to apply to multiple positions at one time.
Alrighty, last question. How do you share feedback with the new techs?
In terms of the training process,
Yeah, I guess I would assume this is if they are new to joining the team, how would you, share their feedback and how would you share their progress to them if, to gauge how well they're doing in training?
so in terms of our training process here at the hospital, as I mentioned earlier, we have a robust training in terms of the inclusion of our educator, preceptors, and obviously our chief imaging technologist is also involved in the process as well. Once you come on board, we have your training schedule already mapped out for you. We have different areas in which we have you trained. Once you're trained in a particular area, we usually designate a specific amount of time to train in each area. Once that time is finished, then there is a sit-down session with the educator, the preceptor, and the chief technologist, which you roll directly up to. And it's a sit-down discussion as to how are things going, what are some things that you're struggling with, what are things that are going well, and then we look at that and see how we can tailor your next training to help to meet your needs. Now, you can also indicate that, hey, I think I may need more time in this particular area, and we also acknowledge that and work with you to ensure that you get additional time. As you go through and you work with the preceptors, every week there is feedback that the preceptors are sending to the educator and to the chief and myself, and then we are sitting down with you to communicate that information. So we're trying to make sure that we have touch points along the way so that we know how you're going and that we're able to modify and make changes to ensure that your training is successful. Because once you come on board with us, our goal is to ensure that you are successful in the role that you're in, and we are committed to that. So there is feedback on a weekly basis, and if anything is happening at that point in time, we encourage the new hire to come to us and let us know what challenges you're facing, or how we can help you better, because everyone learns differently. And we want to make sure that we're helping you along your journey of learning and, making sure that that you're learning and that you're growing through the process and that you're getting the best training that we possibly can give you. Hopefully that answers the question. Or Lisa, you want to add something
Yeah,
to
I
that?
was just going to add too that we are very used to hiring new grads. It's kind of our speciality. So we love new grads coming in. We have a very diverse background of people from different schools, not just in this area, but from all over. And like Paula said, there is nothing worse than not feeling prepared to work in an area you're in. And we strive very hard to make sure you never have that sensation. We would always make sure that you felt comfortable and confident to be in that area before we let you kind of work there by yourself. And if I can just say, I think our orientation process and how we give feedback and with the tech educator is one of the things that set us aside from most major hospitals.
All righty. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We definitely encourage you to email us questions and any other feedback. We appreciate your attention and all your questions today. Thank you so much.